Kenya needs an extra 7,700 megawatts of electricity to power manufacturing and industrialization plans. Speaking during the laying of the foundation for the Vipingo Special Economic Zone in Kilifi, the president said the government is setting up special economic zones and county industrial and agricultural centers to position Kenya as the gateway to Africa's market. Entrepreneurs are expected to invest about $3 billion at the Vipingo Special Economic Zone, with locals hoping to reap from employment opportunities.
Tumpigie makofi Mheshimiwa Rais.
I can assure you that the people of Kenya are the most hardworking, the most learned, na ni watu wa kujituma, na ni watu wa bidii, na ni watu wa ambao they need minimum supervision. Therefore, we have the right ingredients to have manufacturing in our country and to manufacture and work with global companies to join the global value chain of manufacturing. And I am very confident that Kenya is going to play in that league. And it is because there is greater belief in our country. There is going to be an investment in this special economic zone in Vipingo of $3 billion. And I have friends here from Afri-Exim Bank, from Arise, and from our own local investors, people who are going to work together to unlock the potential, the manufacturing and industrialization potential of Kenya.
Elsewhere, 2 people have died after their home went up in flames in Muthure Kabete constituency. Neighbors who rushed to help were unable to rescue the occupants, identified as a man and his girlfriend. Kabete Sub-County Police Commander Peter Kimotho says police are investigating the cause of the midnight fire. Gitaru Ward MCA Jen Thogori has condemned the encroachment of rural roads in the area, saying it hampers emergency efforts.
Pesa watu wawili wale walikuwa pale ndani, ambaye mmoja ni kijana ya mzee mwenye hiyo mboma na msichana mwenye mpaka saa hizi tunajaribu kutafuta alikuwa ni nani. So tunaomba wananchi watulie, tuendelee na uchunguzi, maana hatua imechukuliwa.
I think ni mashamba venye ilikuwa imegawa, but they need to come in and then to make sure that anything that happens, it's easy. People will be saved and buildings will be also saved, so that tuta save watu.
Elsewhere, a group of small-scale fish farmers who had taken advantage of a dam along the Nyahururu-Nyeri highway to farm fish are at a loss following the invasion of a mysterious weed that has affected aquatic life. The Mugamba-Sura Dam, once serene with clean and fresh water, had offered an opportunity for fish farming welfare group that invested in a fish breeding project. However, 3 months down the line into the project, the dam was invaded by the weed, with the farmers now fearing that the fish might have suffocated. The farmers are now calling for the intervention of the Ministry of Environment to restore the dam's ecosystem.
Vile tulifanya, tulitengeneza cage, alafu tukatengeneza boat ya kwenda kuangalia samaki zetu pale. Sasa vile tulifanya, kuna kitu ilimea hapa, sijui hiyo kitu inaitwa aje, ilimea huku ikaharibu dam yetu. Sasa vile tunajaribu kuenda pale kwa cage, tumejega mpaka boat, tunajaribu kuenda na hiyo boat mpaka hapo kwa cage, haiwezi.
Tuko naye kwa shida kwa karibu mwaka mmoja. Madhara yake hatujui, lakini ile direct tunaona ng'ombe haingii kwa maji, hapati maji. Members wa area akunywe maji, inanuka.
Sasa hata huwezi kupikia mtu kitu na hiyo maji, kwa sababu akija anasikia hiyo chai unampikia ina harufu mbaya. Kwa hivyo tungeomba serikali tukisaidiana na wao, si tumejaribu ya kutosha vile tunaweza kufanya, lakini tumeshindwa. Sasa tumeomba msaada, tukuje tusaidiwe kidogo, alafu hiyo maji tukue tutaitumia. Hakuna mtu anaitaka wakati huu.
Now, as I informed you, the Inspector General of Police, that is Douglas Kanja, as well as the National Police Service Commission officials led by their chair and the Chief Executive Officer, are currently before the CIOC Committee of the National Assembly. Let's listen into the proceedings that are happening on the corridors of the Augusta House.
On what the deliberations have been, but the proceedings be now held in camera. Good to hear your views. Yes, Honorable Sen.
Yeah, Chairman, I think the IG is well placed to know where he stands on these matters. So if he feels like camera proceedings would be the best, must go with it. And I also saw that on the other committee they requested for the same, and I want to also put it on record. This is not the first time we are hearing from them about this conflict. It has always been in camera. So I think
Thank you very much, Honorable Sir. Honorable Ali.
Thank you, Chair. I concur with the IG. He's the one who knows what is discussing with us, and we all know. So we can excuse the media. Thank you very much.
Honorable Carrido.
Thank you, Chair. In fact, because the team which is here is a team that handles the national security issues. And the AG is on top of this, matters security. So he will request that we handle these issues out from the camera. It's okay. It's acceptable.
Honorable Kitura, your hand.
Yes, I would have given a contrary opinion. However, because we are very interested to really listen to the IG and the entire team, and if you feel indeed that the presence of the camera and everyone watching inhibit you from expressing this to us, then we can grant him that request. But at the same time, I still insist Kenyans really want to know the many things, the many issues that have been happening between the National Police Service and the IG's office. So in my view, well, for this one, we may grant the IG because we want to really get deep down and really understand. And in any case, we are the representatives of the people. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Kamked.
Honorable Chair, I want to say this, that this is not the first time we are handling this matter. We had the former IG and his team, former commission. We had them in camera, but this matter has not gone away. So I hope that finally, because this is a matter of national interest, I hope that finally we are able to resolve these matters today, because there's a lot at stake. But IG is everything really. Is even conflict of laws. Even where there are just small conflicts of laws, do you really need to go into camera? There are issues that operational issues that may require camera, but when there are just conflict of laws and clarifications on this and this, and sometimes you may want to grab the chance and tell the country what the commission is doing to address the issues that are problematic, without necessarily going to yourself as the IG and the entire police commission, what can be had in camera and what we can separate the issues, but not you cannot have a blanket everything in camera. You may want to separate.
Thank you, honorable members. I think the preponderance of opinion is that we proceed to hear them in camera, because we don't know what they want to share with us. But that is not to say that the public will not be informed.
He wanted to say something.
Okay, IG, let me give you the floor.
Honorable Chair, you have already said on that. And
joining us, that the Inspector General of Police appearing before the CIC Committee of the National Assembly, and it will appear for a second time. The Inspector General of Police is asking a National Assembly Committee to hold those particular proceedings in-camera session. It was seen last week when he appeared before the committee itself. Now, let's get to hear a little bit from the IG before I take you to the President in Kilifi.
so it is only fair enough if we are given that opportunity so that you can be able to understand the issues, and then from there you can be able to make decisions based on that. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
I think, members of the press, you've heard what the agenda is, the 4 items, and we just want to emphasize this committee is our...
Well, once more, it will seem the CIOC committee members and their chair have decided to side with the Inspector General of Police, that is Douglas Kanja, who has requested, by the way, this morning to hold those particular proceedings in an in-camera session to talk about the rift between the National Police Service and the National Police Service Commission. As I told you a little bit earlier on, this will be the second committee where the Inspector General of Police has asked for an in-camera session. And of course, members of the Fourth Estate have been told to leave those particular proceedings. Elsewhere, let's focus now on other stories making headlines at this hour. I want to take you back to Kilifi County, where the President is currently talking at the Arise Integrated Industrial Platforms Kenya Investors Forum in Kilifi. Let's get to hear from the head of state when it comes to investment matters in the country.
Could exit, and when we finish...
1.5 million almost border people in Kenya. Arise is beginning the production of e-bikes in Kenya right here in this region. Again, so that we can replace those borders which are using fuel with the ones that are using electricity. When I said that we will have motorbikes that will use electricity, you will not need to buy fuel. Many people say, oh no, how is that possible? You know, today we have motorbikes in Kenya that are using electricity. I was very happy last week to see one member of parliament, the member of parliament for Mwala, having gotten his own border people to buy 200 e-motorbikes for his constituency. That is the kind of thinking that we want to push into this space. We are focusing on leather. Why? Because we have the 3rd largest herd of livestock in the continent. Therefore, we have the raw material. We can easily drive that space because we have the raw material, we have what it takes, and with investments like the ones that we are discussing here, we can drive it. Why are we focusing on digital jobs, BPO? It's because we have a tech-savvy young population, educated, speaking good English, people who can drive that space. Again, that is why we are focusing on the BPO space, digital jobs. I'm just speaking to focus, you know, focus. So, so this is really when I'm listening to these good professionals, they're really speaking the language that I would all of us want to understand, that this is where we must be going. So special economic zones are instruments that we can use in this continent to do 3 fundamental things. Number 1, we are a continent where many of our young people, they die in rickety, boats trying to find jobs all over the place. We can create those jobs here in our continent. Number 2, we have huge reserves of energy I just came from Ethiopia last week. One dam producing 5,400 megawatts. You know, we have many of those that we can replicate in Kenya. You know, that energy pool, clean energy, we can not only profile ourselves as a place where there is abundant energy, but also renewable energy. And we can use it to decarbonize other industries anywhere in the world. We can proudly tell other industries wherever it is. And that is what I am telling the investors I met this morning. I met investors from Linglong, the biggest tire manufacturers globally. They are here in this conference. They want to set up camp in Kenya. A $200 billion company want to find its way into Kenya. We're telling them they can not only produce out of Kenya because we have the human capital, we have the fiscal and infrastructure capacity, but we can also supply them with clean, green energy. And they cannot only supply for Kenya, they can be manufacturing out of Kenya for global value chain. We're telling the same to Foxconn. We just met again this morning, the largest technology manufacturer of technology phones and company. Again,
Well, if you're just joining us, the President is contributing to the Arise Integrated Industrial Platforms Kenya Investors Forum in Kilifi County. He earlier on, of course, laid a foundation stone at the Vipingo Special Economic Zone, with the President clearly stating that with 38 Special Economic Zones, 111 EPZs, our abundant green energy and a dynamic young workforce and rich natural resources for value addition, with Kenya standing at the gateway of Africa's 1.4 billion strong market. We'll be informing you in our subsequent bulletin of more from that particular forum that the head of state is currently attending. In other news, the Osodo Community Development Group in Suba North, Homa Bay County, has recorded significant milestones in the mission to expand access to education as part of its long-term Vision 2030 target. Formed 5 years ago, the group set out to address high dropout rates among bright but unprivileged students whose education often ended after the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education examinations due to financial challenges. Through grassroots fundraising, members have managed to take 1,018 children to schools and directly support 118 students to join higher learning institutions. Parents also contribute regularly to sustain the program.
And that is why we decided to start this thing, so that everybody is brought on board to encourage, to empower the students for future benefit.
Sat down and decided to do a fundraiser within ourselves. A parent can bring something small, the community brings something small, so we put together and then our children go to school.
Tulisema ya kwamba hii ruasa ya 2030 tutafika 500 students. Hapo ndipo tutajua ya kwamba watoto wetu wamesoma.
Interior and National Administration Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has warned hired political goons operating in Homa Bay County and other parts of the country that they will be prosecuted individually. Murkomen lauded Governor Gladys Wanga's swift action to deal with a county staff member accused of hiring goons to assault a journalist for unearthing an alleged fraudulent payment scandal at the county government. He spoke during the Jukwaa la Usalama security tour in Homa Bay County.
The one for attacking journalists, it is the very problem we're dealing with of goons and gangs. And it was a very unfortunate situation that some of government officials have been implicated at the county level. We appreciate the fact that the governor has taken administrative action. And the other enforcement-related actions are ongoing. And as I said earlier, this kind of cooperation is really welcomed when the leaders are recognizing that gangs and goons are not useful for our security and for our development and also for our politics. And we will continue taking very firm action against this. This is not an isolated case for Homa Bay. It's happening across. In Kisii, for example, we were told that even the gangs had a particular place where they pick people and torture them. And so we will be taking very stern legal action, arresting these people and taking them to court. And we continue requesting for cooperation of our judiciary to make sure that they get severest punishment and the process, the trials are expedited so that people can get justice. On the question of beach, we continue having many challenges, by the way. The BMUs are really helping us. The beach management units are helping us in security operation and manning the lake and so forth. But we also have challenges because those are the areas where contrabands are being brought in, and including drugs. And therefore, what is called harassment sometimes is when the Coast Guards take very stern action. But and we need to improve that support. So maybe we need meetings between the fishermen and the law enforcement agencies along the lake, and we need understanding and cooperation from the beach management unit and members. But of course, where cases are very viable of unjustified use of force, where people are asking for bribes, or any illegalities committed by law enforcement agencies, we encourage members of public to report them, either to the IG or the higher command, or also to IPOA, because we have a responsibility. There is a civilian oversight insofar as the action or inaction on the part of the police. Two more, if there is any.
I have a question.
No.
My name is Ripley Fokech. I work with KBC. A while back,
That was earlier on where the Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen was addressing members of the 4th Estate in Homa Bay County. We'll give you more in our subsequent bulletins. Now to electoral matters, nominated Member of Parliament Umul Khair Harun is calling on Kenyans to turn out in large numbers and register themselves as voters after IBC announced resumption of voter registration. Harun, who declared her interest in running for the Garissa Woman Representative seat, urged IBC to prioritize the provision of adequate staff and mobile registration units across the county. While decrying voter apathy across the northeastern region, Harun urged the residents to use this chance and have their voices heard in the ballot.
Voter registration inaanza mwisho wa mwezi. Tumetoka hapa tukisema kila mtu ataweza kuchukua hiyo voter ID, na the only way unaweza nisaidia mimi niendelee kuwafanyia kazi ni kuchukua hiyo voters card.
Laikipia County Executive members have signed performance contract in a move aimed at ensuring they achieve set targets and enhance service delivery for the residents. Laikipia County Governor Joshua Irungu says he is keen on delivering promises made to the residents in various sectors including agriculture, health and infrastructure for the remaining period of his tenure. He pledged to continue working with the County Assembly as it executes its oversight role.
Toka hapa kulingana na vile mawaziri wote wamesign na pamoja na chief officer, sasa itakuwa jukumu ya nyinyi wananchi kule nje. Nyinyi ndio mtakuwa prefect ya kuangalia yale wamesign siku ya leo kama inatendeka. Tukikosa kutimiza yale tuliahidia wananchi, wao pamoja na sisi tutaenda nyumbani.
Tunataka walioweka sahihi leo wahakikishe tu sio kuweka sahihi kwenye karatasi, lakini kutimiza yale majukumu ambayo wamejitolea kuwa watatenda. Sisi kama waakilishi hatutawasamehe iwapo hawatatimiza yale ambao wameweka sahihi.
26 minutes past the hour. Let's take our first breather, but do not go too far. We still have more for you on the plate when it comes to current affairs, business as well as sports, so don't go too far.
Hello
Hello, fabulous ladies. Welcome to the talk show that's all about sisterhood, empowerment, and unfiltered conversation. We will be focusing on women.
We believe in women.
We are really changing. We are creating a safe space for women to connect, thrive, and share.
Just because you're a woman on a bike, you're labeled in a certain way.
It's not just a talk show, it's a movement.
When they are standing, we need to stand out.
From heartwarming tales to hilarious adventures.
They could ask me, Catherine, why are you learning?
We are turning the spotlight on women who are breaking barriers in their individual fields.
You have to have a vision.
You are the leaders of Kenya today.
Keeping it honest and relatable.
Mental health is real.
Yes.
Where there is no communication, there is no relationship.
Join the sisterhood on KBC TV for Dada's show.
Looking to advertise on KBC? KBC announcement services are now available on eCitizen. Visit kbc.ecitizen.go.ke and fill out the online application form. It's simple. 1. Complete the form. 2. Upload required documents. 3. Receive a quotation based on word count. And 4. Get notified via SMS when your announcement is ready. Please note, clearly indicate the type of announcement, service station, and all relevant details. 2. All applications must be made online only. Manual submissions will not be accepted. And 3. Announcements will air after news bulletins. For assistance, reach us on email ecitizen@kbc.co.ke or use our social media handles, Facebook, your Facebook account, and X at your X account. Or you can call us on 0723-892-654 or 0734-780-124. KBC announcements. Simple, fast, and digital.
The world of governance is vast and can be alien to the ordinary man on the street.
Critical issues are going to be discussed.
From white papers to policy positions, it is easier to get lost in the labyrinth of words.
Inside Government takes you to key global metropolis where critical decisions are made and where policies are crafted.
We interview policymakers and senior government officials to highlight and enumerate government policies and projects. We take a deep dive into the underbelly of complex red tape to demystify policies across the country, across the world. Join me, O'Brien Kimani, on Inside Government, only on KBC Channel 1.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now, police in Kitutu Central Sub-County, Kisii County, have impounded 3.5 bags of bang and 20 litres of illicit alcohol in a security operation in Nyakongo village. According to Sub-County Police Commander Kazungu Charo, the crackdown was conducted after 2 suspects who had been under surveillance were apprehended. Charo said security agencies are committed to curbing the production and sale of illegal substance to safeguard the community.
Same place, same house. Hapa Kisii ufanisi waliweza kushikwa na multi-agency team, wakakuwa processed na wakapelekwa mahakamani. Hatutalegeza kamba. Kamwe hatutalegeza kamba. Yeyote ambaye atahusika kwa mambo ya mihadarati ama pombe haramu akae tayari ya kwamba atakuwa mgeni wetu.
Still with operations, authorities in Isiolo, Samburu and Marsabit counties have initiated peace talks with elders from Rendile, Samburu and Borana communities to ease rising tensions in the Komtigari area. Now the communities are wrangling over sparse pasture and water resources in that particular area. Meanwhile, transport along the Ruiru-Isiolo route was paralyzed after angry residents staged protest demanding action against increasing livestock raids. The They are accusing security officers of laxity in handling the cattle rustling menace. This as police in the area urged patience, urging that investigations are underway.
Tukasema before hizi ng'ombe zikuje, community wakuje wajadiliane na wakuje na mikakati gani watakapotumia hii resource pamoja.
Tufuatilie kurudisha mifugo na pia wahalifu wapatiwe sheria, mkono ya sheria ya serikali.
Sisi kitu tunataka kusikia kwa serikali. Kutoka hapa tunafanya nini? Turikave ng'ombe tunajua ziko wapi na waisi tunajua ni nani, tutasaidika aje washikwe na ng'ombe irundi.
Leo hii kuna kitengo kinaitwa CRIB cha DCI kinafanya mikakati ya kumtafuta huyo.
Elsewhere, one person has been arrested and 138 cartons of counterfeit liquor seized in Ruiru, Kiambu County after a crackdown by authorities. The liquor that was packaged with assorted labels of well-known brands was found in a premise where it was being illegally distilled. The local community is being urged to remain vigilant and report any suspected persons or activities.
Wameweka tofauti mbili na Jambo Ice na Jambo Ice. Unaona ni fake so tumepeleka hii kwa government chemist ndio tuchue contents. Hata vile imewekwa contents ya alcohol ni 15%. So unaona hata vile wametumia chupa ya kampani nyingine kuweka pombe ya haramu.
The Teacher Service Commission has been urged to deploy female teachers to Kabuto Primary School in Nyatika constituency, Migori County. The school head teacher Dick Oganda says girls face challenges during adolescence and need female teachers for guidance. Kabuto, which has 434 pupils, also grapples with a shortage of teachers, insufficient toilets, staff housing, poor road networks and frequent floods. Area Member of Parliament Tom Odege says the Constituency Development Fund has facilitated the construction of some toilets and renovations of classrooms.
We have not had a madam teacher in this school for many years. And this one is a big challenge, especially to the girl child that we have in this school. So if a madam teacher can be posted here, it can be of great help, especially to the girl child. We are the ones who are assisting them. The male teachers are the ones assisting. School is also not fenced. And we will request the area MP, if possible, to assist us there so that we can have fence. In the classrooms, we still lack desks. The ones that we have are not enough. So we request the area MP to assist us there.
On the political front, a competitive race is expected in Garissa County as the list of political figures eyeing the Garissa governorship in the 2027 elections continues to grow. Former Garissa Governor Ali Buno Korane has officially declared his re-election bid, this time under the United Democratic Alliance UDA party. Korane says his decision is aimed at strengthening the Kenya Kwanza agenda in the county as he seeks to reclaim the gubernatorial seat in 2027.
Former Garissa Governor Ali Buno Korane now joins a growing list of political figures eyeing the Garissa governorship, setting the stage for what is expected to be a hotly contested race in the upcoming elections. Speaking at a public forum in Garissa town, Ali Korane said his decision to run again is driven by what he termed as unfinished development agenda.
Tumeungana, tumeshikana, tumesikizana, tukiwa wote pamoja ya kwamba mimi ndio nitakuwa flag bearer ya family katika election ambayo inakuja.
Na mimi pia niwashukuru nyinyi wa Garissa kwa sababu ya maoni, kwa sababu ya nguvu ambayo mmempea huyu Ali Korane.
He noted that under his previous administration, strides were made in infrastructure, health and education, but some projects stalled after he left office. Korane promised to prioritize youth empowerment, water supply, and economic growth if re-elected, assuring residents that his leadership will be more inclusive and people-centered. Korane, who officially declared his re-election bid, will run for the top county seat, this time under the United Democratic Alliance UDA party. Korane announced that he has joined the UDA party, describing it as the vehicle that will help him deliver meaningful development to residents.
Hiyo siku na tunaweza kusherekea kwa kuhakikishia ya kwamba sisi tuko na imani na serikali yake, sisi tuko tayari kuungana na yeye, na sisi watu wa Garissa ni watu wa two term.
Mumeona leo tumejitokeza kwa wingi kuja kumkaribisha rasmi katika chama chetu. Na mimi ninaamini Mungu akipenda 2027 governor wa Garissa atakuwa nani? Ali Bono Korane.
Lakini mnajua wakati mtu ameondoka ndio mnajua utamu wake, ama sivyo? Na mimi nataka kuwauliza nyinyi watu wa Garissa leo, si umeona wazee wetu abudu wake hapa? Wazee 7, klani 7 wamesimama wakasema huyu ndio yeye.
Local leaders allied to UDA welcomed his move, saying Korane's experience will boost the party's influence in the region.
Safari hii tukiwa hapa tumeanza kuwapatia kiongozi wa kwanza ambaye ni Governor Ali Bono Korane. Tunawalaki leo kwa mkono yenu watu ya UDA viongozi Korane.
Many political forces are expected to unfold as the country gears up for the 2027 general election, preparing the ground for a tough race in 2027.
Meru County Government has lined up several strategic infrastructure projects aimed at meeting national urban development benchmarks. This is part of its ambitious bid to attain city status. During a high-level meeting that involved top government officials, the county leadership outlined other key development projects that include the construction of an airstrip, a golf course, and the allocation of land for a state lodge. Once completed, the projects aimed to not only transform Meru County into a modern urban center, but also boost economic growth and investment in the region.
We were supposed to do it Friday, but on Friday we were not able. By coincidence, today he called me to ask me, have I finished that work? Today he did that. And I told him, I'm in Meru, going to meet the governor and the national meet in order to execute that.
When we were fighting to our peace in this county, many people thought we are mad. But I hope now you realize these members of parliament are not mad.
To set aside land for state launch, a place where we can be proudly be hosting His Excellency the President and his entourage in our county, even as we attain these prestigious city status.
Leaders in Kwale County are calling for the elderly to use African customs and culture to combat the challenges of early pregnancy and lack of discipline among the youth. Speaking at a cultural and customs festival organized by the Msambweni Queens Girls Group, the leaders noted that culture, if well implemented, can play a significant role in addressing society challenges. They also called upon Kwale residents to maintain peace and conduct development politics instead of divisions.
Hakukuwa na mimba za mapema kwa sababu nidhamu ilikuwa imezagaa. Kila familia ilikuwa inaongozwa na maadili ya heshima, na ya jamii nzima ilikuwa ikijihusisha kuona kwamba vijana wanakuwa katika maisha ambayo ni ya faida kwa jamii nzima.
Iwapo tutafuata mila na utamaduni zetu ambazo ni nzuri, ndugu zangu, masuala ya utovu wa nidhamu, masuala ya mimba za mapema, masuala tofauti yataweza kuisha. Na mimi tu niwaombe ya kwamba wazee wetu muzidi kutushika mkono kwa masuala ya mila na utamaduni.
More than 200 patients with eye problems in Malindi, Kilifi County have benefited from free treatment through funding from a Saudi Arabian government and various organizations in collaboration with a private Tawfiq hospital in Malindi. The treatment includes surgery with costs between 80,000 Kenya shillings and 200,000 shillings depending on the case. Tawfiq Hospital Director Sheikh Abud Omar said the eye operations have greatly helped patients who cannot afford them and have struggled for a long time without receiving treatment.
Hivi karibuni pia tuna furaha kwamba kuanzia wiki ijayo grupu ya Amerika wanakuja pia kwa ENT na watakufanya matibabu ya kufanya ENT, yani mambo masikio, koo na masikio, koo na pua, na watakuwa hapa kwa muda wiki mbili. Kwa hivyo mpaka Oktoba tarehe 2 watakuwa wameondoka, itakuwa pia tumewasaidia watu wengi. Na hii pia ni kampi hiyo ya Amerika inakuwa ni sababu ya kufanya training kuwasaidia madaktari wetu wa Kenya kupata ujuzi zaidi. Na hapa hospitali kwetu training inaendelea na itafanywa hapa na madaktari wale wakuu wa Amerika.
Malindi residents and tourists visiting the region and the larger coastal region have been urged to stop dumping waste along beaches as the habit continues to threaten the environmental and marine life. The call was made during the monthly cleanup exercise organized by the Progress Welfare Association of Malindi, an initiative that brings together environment conservationists and other stakeholders. POAM Treasurer, that is Afan Chaudhry, lauded initiatives that promote cleanliness of beaches and called for the disposal of waste in designated areas instead of littering.
In Lake Victoria, owing to the previous sentiments of some of the fisher folk who did not understood our mandate, and it's like there was not that cooperation and working together between the fishers and also the Coast Guard. So this is basically to build the rapport and also to ensure to make the community feel that Coast Guard is here to assist them and it is not here to oppress them.
Watu wa Coast Guard wamekuja, tumeandama kama watu wenye wanaweza fanya kazi pamoja, na hapa wametupatia hapo mafunzo jinsi ya kutumia life jacket, wametupatia jinsi ya kurespond on emergencies, how to handle emergency cases.
Welcome to the world of business now. More than 50 delegates are touring the Lumumba And we do apologize for that technical hitch. Apologies for that once more. Let's retake the top story in our lineup when it comes to business stories. More than 50 delegates are touring Lubumbashi in the Democratic Republic of Congo in a high-profile trade mission organized by Equity Group. The tour aims to unlock business opportunities, foster economic collaboration and connect investors with key partners in the mining-rich Katanga region. Now, Equity Group Director of Trade Relations, that is Hamza, said Equity has conducted more than 40 inbound and outbound missions in the last 4 years, 15 of which were to the Democratic Republic of Congo.
We have 23 million customers across the region, so we thought, how do we help our customers, one, do business with each other, but also do business with those from outside of the region that want to do business here. The whole idea behind these trade missions is to make sure that you walk out of these missions with business deals.
We see that this is an opportunity for us to be able to work together with the Equity and to venture into new markets like what we have come for now in Lubumbashi.
We have many opportunities here in Congo. Everyone has a positive attitude to see how we can tap and collaborate with the delegates here, with our customer we're visiting tomorrow. For me, I can't wait.
There is need for ministries of finance in Africa to fast-track public financial management reforms to enhance accountability and improve service delivery. African Development Bank Division Manager Sekue Keita has highlighted the importance of best practices for public expenditure. He made the remarks during the official opening of the 2025 Africa Public Expenditure and Financial Accountability PEFA flagship training for public financial management specialists in East Africa.
Having sound public financial management aims at achieving developmental objectives driven by the countries and then assisted with the help and assistance with the developmental partner. There have been new development and specifically the fiduciary aspect of PEFA, which is aimed at having a specific impact of the use of the fund for their intended purpose. So this flagship in Kenya and in West Africa.
So all the countries represented here had, except one, had history of PFI assessments. They benefited from the PFI assessments, and this is a right step to take the next move, that is actually continue the process.
American soft drink giant Pepsi is banking on aggressive pricing model, product diversification and partnerships with local businesses to grow its local market share, currently dominated by Coca-Cola, another American soft drink company. Through its Kenyan franchise holder, that is SBC Pepsi Kenya, the firm says it has already struck various partnerships deals with local businesses to anchor its businesses. Now, speaking during the signing of a partnership with the Kenya carrier Skyward Express, SBC Kenya Country General Manager John Otieno said the deal reflects Pepsi's ambition to strengthen its presence in Kenya and Africa. Skyward Express General Manager Diana Nyambura said the collaboration will help elevate passenger experience.
We've been seeing what Pepsi is doing in Kenya, taking over the market, and figured why not partner with Pepsi and have a very intentional brand collaboration.
And we've decided to go on this journey. As they open up Kenya, we want to refresh our consumers who fly with them.
The county government of Makueni will aggressively market unique tourist sites in the areas to fully harness its tourism potential. Makueni County Executive Committee member for Trade, Marketing, Culture and Tourism, Dr. Sonia Nzilani, says the devolved unit is keen on having those traveling between Nairobi and Mombasa to enjoy their sights and sceneries in the area, engaging in hiking and exploration, wildlife safaris and cultural experiences.
lot of meandering. You need to come to water to see it for yourself. We established a site there. There is a restaurant. We are in the process of renovating it so that now you can see it, not just watch as you pass. And we have engaged the community, they are part of it, and now you can either get a nature trail or you sit and enjoy as you see. You enjoy the scenes. There are so many benefits of touring. You can do picnic, you can do camping, you can just, even the walking, even seeing nature. It's a healing process. We live in a world where we are bombarded with so many things. Just get out there.
Welcome to Sports. World 1,500 meters record holder Faith Kipyegon will this afternoon defend her title at the World Athletics Championship in Tokyo, Japan. She will line up alongside compatriots Dorcas Ewoi and Nelly Chepchirchir as Kenya targets more medal in the event. Kipyegon, who also holds the mile world record, is a three-time Olympic 1,500 meters champion with gold medals from Rio 2016, Tokyo 2020 and Paris 2024. She also clinched world titles in 2017, 2022 and 2023 and is a former world record holder in the 5,000 meters. In other events, Olympic champion Emmanuel Wanyonyi, Alex Ngeno Kipngetich and Kelvin Kimitai will feature in the men's 800 meters heats, while Mercy Adongo competes in the women's 400 meters heats. Kenya currently sits second in the medal table with 3 medals, 2 gold and 1 silver behind the United States of America, who lead with 7, including 5 gold.
Swan and Masalele is sandwiched in between Wanyonyi and Sajati, and now the Algerians' head beginning to rock and roll. Aero pulling away from the rest of the field here. What a way to win this would be. Watch for Sajati and Wanyonyi in second. Patterson on the inside. Aero strikes goal for Canada. Silver for Kenya, and it's a brilliant...
And we wish our athletes the very best as they present us to the world in those particular competition. Do your best. Now, for the football lovers, the 2025-2026 UEFA Champions League is set to commence tonight with a total of 36 European clubs set to compete in the league phase of the competition in a battle for winning the season's continental silverware. 15-time champions, that is Real Madrid, begin their campaign against 1993 champions Olympic Marseille at the Santiago Bernabeu, while English side Arsenal travel to Bilbao to face Athletic Club at San Mamés. In other phase, Europa League defending champions Tottenham Hotspurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And of course, the Champions League will continue until Wednesday. The Europa as well as the Conference League will also be back. Stay tuned for the football action, given that the season is already starting on a high note. That concludes our bulletin this afternoon. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim. The sign language interpreter at the bottom end of the screen is Caroline Jeroge. Good afternoon for now.
Air digital TV with
Here's how to. If you have, good to go. If not, get yourself a digital set-top box. Next, aerial and the aerial to your TV. Use RCA cables, yellow for video, red and white for audio, or simply plug in an HDMI cable for high quality sound and picture. Now, do an auto. Follow the prompt. You're now tuned. Sit back and enjoy a wide range of channels. Call the Signet.
Will just be get it? We circumnavigate the globe and traverse the local scene to bring you arts and culture at their very best. From fine art, culinary art, performing arts, and even cultural events, you name it, and we have got you covered. My name is Kevin Kasioki, and I will be serving you this and much, much more each and every Friday at 8 p.m. only on KBC Channel 1.